Hello all, welcome back. So let us continue with Lab 1. So this is the file which we have saved at the end of part 1. So this is Lab 1 outcome 1A file. So this is in task sheet view. Now we need to save this in Gantt chart view. So in order to do that, go to Gantt chart and click on Gantt chart. Now you can see this in Gantt chart view. So this is the Gantt chart view, which you can see on the right hand side. So the blue color indicates the duration of the task. So this is 4 days. So this is 3 days. This is the Gantt chart view. So you need to save this as a lab1 outcome 1b.fpp file. So in order to do that, you need to click File, Save As to your folder, and save it as outcome 1b.mpp file. Okay. So this is how your 1b.mpp file looks like. Now you also have to save it in network diagram as a network diagram. So in order to do that, you need to navigate to View. So this is the network diagram. So you can just click on it, network diagram. So this is the network diagram. Since now we don't have any predecessors and all the tasks are independent, we don't find any connection between the tasks in this diagram. So now you need to save this as 1c lab1 outcome 1c.mpp file. So we need to save this as 1c. Okay, let us see how the 1c file looks like. Okay, so this is how it looks like. So now that we have saved it in all three forms, now let us see what is the next step to do. So here you can also find the screenshots of all the three views, which are in Gantt chart, network diagram, and task sheet views. Okay, now we need to assign predecessors to tasks. So if you go back to your variant, your input data, you can see that your tasks have certain predecessors. Like for instance, for the develop statement of work, it has a predecessor 3, which is develop project charter. So in order to develop statement of work, we already should have completed develop project charter. So this is the predecessor. Similarly, we have predecessors for all the tasks given over here. We need to enter these predecessors in our Microsoft project. Okay, so in order to do that, you need to go to the task sheet view, go to Gantt chart, more views, and task sheet view. Click apply. Okay, so now that we are in our task sheet view, we can enter the predecessors. So you can just directly, so for the development statement of work, the predecessor is 3. So you can just directly click on predecessor and enter 3 and click on enter. This way you'll be giving the predecessor. There is another way to enter the predecessors. You can double click on the predecessor or on the task field, and it will show you, it will take you to the window of task information, and then go to the predecessors tab, and in the ID, so we have selected 1.1.3, so that is the preliminary scope development, and for this the predecessor is 4. You should consider the ID number of the previous task. So for this the predecessor is 4. You can just simply enter 4, and so now it automatically shows develop statement of work, like 4, which is the predecessor for this task, and then you can click OK. See, now you can see that the predecessor 4 is entered over here. So similarly, we need to enter predecessor for all the tasks. So for instance, for project initiation complete, we have 4 predecessors. So you can just double click on the task, go to predecessors, and then enter 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, click on OK. See, now we can see that 3, 4, 5, 6 are the predecessors. So similarly, you need to enter the predecessors of all the tasks and save the file as 2a.mpp file. Okay, so we need to save it. So to save as, go to your folder. You need to save it as 2a.mpp file. Okay, so now let us see how the 2a.mpp file looks like. Okay, so this is how it looks like. So we have just a moment. So we have entered predecessors to all the tasks, and this is how the 2a.mpp file looks like. Let us see what's the next step. You can also compare it with the snapshot on your, with the screenshot on the manual to see that you're doing everything as required. So now we also need to save it as network diagram. In order to do that, go to view, and this is the network diagram. You just click on it. Okay, now we can see the network diagram, and you can observe that there are relations between tasks. It's just because we have entered the predecessors. You need to save this as 2b.mpp file. So save as, go to your folder and save this as 2b file. Okay, so let us see the 2b, how 2b file looks like. So this is the 2b file with all the tasks and the predecessors assigned. So this is how it looks like. Okay, so now that we have also seen it in the network diagram view, now let us see what's the next step. Now we need to add resources to our work breakdown structure. So the resources, you can see that in your variant, you'll be given with resources, both human resources and material resources. So these are the resources which are given in your variant. Now we should enter these resources to the work breakdown structure. Okay, so let us see how to do that. You just need to go to navigate to the resource sheet view in order to enter the resources. To do that, you need to go to view, and over here you can find the resource sheet view. Just click on resource sheet. Okay, so this is the resource sheet view. Since we have not entered any resources, by default it is empty. Now we need to enter the resources. Before entering the resources, just you need to analyze your variant and observe that what are all the resources available. So for my variant, I have Project Manager 1, Project Manager 2, System Analyst 1, System Analyst 2, System Analyst 3, and I have Developer 1, Developer 2, Developer 3 as human resources, as well as I have Laptop 1, PDA 1, Cell Phone 1, Laptop 2, PDA 2, Cell Phone 2, I have Laptop 3, Cell Phone 3. So you just need to analyze all the resources and enter them into your resource sheet view. So let us see how to do that. You just click on the resource name and you can just enter the resource as Project Manager 1. Okay, and click enter. Okay, so this is the type of the resource. By default, the resource will be work. However, when we enter the material resources, we need to make sure it is changed to material. So let us see how to do that. Okay, so I'm entering Laptop 1. Enter. Now you need to change it from work to material, since laptop is a material resource. So in this way, you need to enter all the resources like Project Manager 1 to all the System Analyst, developers, and all the material resources, and make sure that the types are work and material respectively for human resources and material resources. And you need to save this file as 3a.mpp file after you enter all the resources. So there is also another way to enter the resources. You can just double click on a resource name and enter the resource name as System Analyst or Laptop, anything. And you can just click on OK. This way, these are the two ways you can enter resources. So now we need to save this file as 3a.mpp file. In order to do that, go to File, Save As to your folder, and save this as 3a.mpp file. Okay, so let us see how the 3a.mpp file looks like. Okay, so this is how your resource sheet looks like after entering all the resources. This is how the 3a file looks like. Let us see what's the next step in our process. So you can even see the screenshot over here, similar to this. Now we need to assign human and material resources to tasks. We have just entered the resources into the WBS, but we need to assign it to our respective tasks. So that is, in our input, we can see that the first task, for the first task, this is the 1.1.1 task. So for this, the human resource assigned is project manager 1 and the material resources are laptop 1, PDA 1 and cell phone 1. So we should assign these respective resources to the respective tasks. Let us see how to do that. So in order to do that, you need to return back to Gantt chart view. You can do that by clicking the drop down and clicking on Gantt chart. Now we have returned to the Gantt chart view. Now we need to enter the resources. So in order to do that, we have a column called resource name. So you need to click on it and you'll find out a drop down. You need to select the resources from this drop down. Okay, so let us see. For our 1.1.1 task, which is develop project charter, we have project manager 1. We need to select and click on this. We have laptop 1, PDA 1 and cell phone 1. So after selecting all the resources, you just need to click enter. Okay, so these resources will be assigned to this task. Similarly, you need to assign resources to all the other tasks. So you can just, let us see for one more task. For 1.1.2, we have project manager 2, laptop 2, PDA 2 and cell phone 2. Okay, we can also enter resources by double clicking on the task and going to the resources tab, and you can just enter the resource names. You can just type it yourself so that you'll get it by default, or you can just select it from the drop down. So let us see for 1.1.3, we have project manager 2, we have system analyst 1, we have laptop 2, PDA 2, cell phone 2, laptop 3 and cell phone 3. After entering all the resources, you can just click on OK. Okay, so this way you have entered the resources. So these are the two ways by which you can enter the resources. So similarly, you need to enter the resources for all the other tasks and save this file as 3b.mpp file. So you need to go to File, Save As, and go to your folder and save the file as 3b file. Okay, so let us see how the 3b file looks like. Okay, so this is how your 3b file looks like. So now that we have saved this in the Gantt chart view, now we also need to save it in the network diagram view. So here you can see a red color mark. This indicates that these tasks have over-allocated resources. Let us see how to deal with these over-allocated resources in the next video. So as of now, let us save this in the network diagram view. In order to do that, go to View and click Network Diagram, and you'll get the network diagram, and save this as 3c.mpp file. Go to Lab and you can just save this as 3c file. Okay, so let us see how the 3c file looks like. So this is how your 3c file looks like. Like, you can see all the resources assigned to the respective tasks over here. So this is how the 3c file looks like. Okay, so let us see what to do next. Now you need to come back to the resource sheet again and save that as 3D file. So in order to do that, go to View and you can just click on Gantt chart. Go to More Views. Select Resource Sheet over here. Click Apply. Okay, so this is the resource sheet and you need to save this as 3d.mpp file. Go to File, Save As, your folder, and save this as 3D file. Okay, so this is how the 3D file looks like. Okay, so let us see how to deal with the over-allocated resources and other steps in the next part of the video. Please follow my next part to continue with the lab. Thank you.